Hanging around after last orders, still so far from home.
Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your February 2025 horoscope. I am giving away a free reading to enter and grab your chance at winning. All you need to do is leave a comment down below as to what your hopes and dreams are for 2025. The giveaway is open until February 14th, and I will announce the winner during an upcoming video, as well as posting it on the community tab on my channel. Now, when it comes to February, Sagittarius, you will be happy to know that February is a nice, easygoing month. We have a lot of planets going direct, and we have a beautiful conjunction between Venus and Neptune, so definitely quite a bit to look forward to. We start the month on February 1st with this conjunction, the conjunction between Venus, Neptune, and the North Node. This is happening in Pisces in your 4th house. This is a beautiful conjunction, especially because it's an angular house for you, Sagittarius, in your house of home, family, your inner world. You might find that there's a lot more compassion and love for your family, that maybe you're able to orient your literal home in a way that cultivates feelings of love and safety and security. Or you might find that it's a beautiful time for you in terms of your inner world, being able to feel much more aligned, happy, loving, and compassionate towards yourself. So overall, definitely a beautiful energy to harness. And even though this conjunction happens on the 1st of February, Neptune and the North Node will not be exactly conjunct until the 6th of February. So you might find that this whole energy sort of spreads out over that week from the 1st to the 6th. A couple of days later, on February 4th, we have Jupiter going direct in your 7th house, as well as Venus entering Aries in your 5th house. Let's talk about Jupiter first. And again, Sagittarius, I think this is one that you're going to be very relieved about, because it's in your 7th house, an angular house. If you have been struggling in terms of your partnerships, maybe you felt like the pool is dry, maybe you felt like there aren't as many opportunities coming your way to connect with your partner, to be able to have a meaningful, expansive type of connection with them. Now that Jupiter turns direct, you might find that this eases some of that tension in your relationship. And on the same day, as I mentioned, we have Venus entering Aries, or your 5th house. Venus doesn't feel very comfortable in Aries, but the fact that it's entering your 5th house might mean that you are able to get that much more joy and juice out of the things you do for fun. Whether that's puzzling or going out for drinks with your friends or going dancing to the club. With Venus there, you might feel like this brings a lot more satisfaction into your life than it might have previously. I want you to be on the lookout for the types of events, the types of themes that are coming up once Venus enters Aries. This is because this is the same place that Venus will go retrograde at the beginning of March. Therefore, the themes, the events, the feelings that you have coming up now in February, these might be the same themes that are coming up for reconsideration once Venus goes retrograde. So this is sort of like a good precursor, a good little bit of homework to do ahead of the upcoming Venus retrograde. Then on February 9th, we have Mars trining Saturn, which happens between your 4th and 8th house. With Mars in your 8th house, you might have found it a bit frustrating to be intimate with others. You might have found it difficult to express your vulnerable side to others. And somehow we see this having a positive effect on your internal world. We see that maybe these struggles are teaching you something about who you are on the inside and what is important and valuable to you. You might find that, maybe these topics, intimate topics that you're having with a partner are making you realize that, okay, there's certain things that you need in a family. There are certain things that you need in a home. There are maybe certain changes that you need to make within first before you seek them out in a partner. On February 12th, we have a full moon in Leo in your 9th house. During this full moon, we also have a square to Uranus. The full moon is squaring Uranus in your 6th house. So be very careful not to act too irrationally, too suddenly, do things that you might regret later. This full moon in your 9th house, you might find that you end up reaping what you sowed, especially when it comes to your beliefs, any travel or education that you're following. If you have been following an educational program that maybe is not out of pure intentions, you might see some themes coming up around that. Or if you are traveling and making decisions that are not purely aligned to you, again, you might see these manifestations come out of that, repercussions come out of that. I will do a more in-depth video about this full moon as we get closer to it, so make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss it. On February 18th, we have the Sun entering Pisces, or your 4th house. You might find that spending time alone feels a lot more energizing to you, Sagittarius, from this day forward. And for about a month from the 18th and a month forward, you might find that you just need more alone time. You might find that what really fuels you and inspires you is spending time at home, or maybe even spending time doing inner work, whatever that is for you, journaling, meditating, going to a therapist. Then on February 24th, we have Mars going direct in your 8th house. I think all of us are really looking forward to this day, especially me. I have not been enjoying the Mars retrograde. But with Mars going direct in your 8th house, you might find it a lot easier to express your vulnerability. You might be finding it a lot easier to connect with a partner or with a really close friend. You might find that topics of intimacy just feel more flowy. You're able to express them a lot easier, not get so frustrated or angry around them, for example. And then finally, on February 28th, we have a new moon in Pisces in your 4th house. Your 4th house is packed during this full moon, Sagittarius. We obviously have the sun and the moon there, but we also still have Saturn, Neptune, and the North Node all in your 4th house. And this new moon is squaring Jupiter in your 7th house. This might be a very important new moon for you, Sagittarius. You might find that you are starting a new chapter when it comes to your inner world. Perhaps you reach a deeper level of understanding of who you are and what's important to you. A deeper understanding of where you come from, your roots, and what effect they have on who you are today as an individual. There might be a new chapter starting with your home. Maybe you're buying a new home or moving into a new home. And there could also be new chapters happening with your family as well. I said that we have that square with Jupiter in your 7th house. What could happen here is perhaps there is a feeling of enjoyment, a feeling of appreciation, a feeling of flow with your partnership. Because we're talking about a square, just be very careful not to overdo it. There's could be many ways that you could overdo it. Maybe you are feeling quite optimistic about your partnership and where it stands, that you perhaps put it ahead of your own feelings or your own boundaries. It could be that you spend a lot of time with your partner and lose some of that really important time that you have on working on yourself. So just be very careful of that dynamic and how it's playing out during this new moon. But as I shared for the full moon, I will also do a dedicated new moon horoscope video for the February 28th new moon. So if you want to make sure you don't miss that one, then make sure you subscribe. So Sagittarius, that is your February 2025 horoscope. Short but sweet. I think February will be wonderful for you, Sagittarius, especially because you have a lot of action in your angular houses, specifically your 4th, your 7th, and your 8th house. So you might find you're focused on your family, your home, your inner work, and there's a bit of relationship focus as well. How do you show up in your relationships? Are you able to be vulnerable and intimate as well? Don't forget, Sagittarius, to join the free reading giveaway by leaving your comment down below. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.